والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم تقبل منا وتب علينا يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم أعنا على ذكرك وشكرك وحسن عبادتك، ولا تجعلنا يا مولانا من الغافلين عن ذكرك ولا عن طاعتك. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made a challenge in the Quran, and that challenge is continuous till the judgment day, for every place, for every time. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told the Prophet ﷺ, say, قل, if all mankind and jinn were together supporting each other, they cannot make or bring or do something like this Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Arabic, قُلْ لَإِنْ اجْتَمَعَتِ الْإِنسُ وَالْجِنُّ عَلَى أَنْ يَأْتُوا بِمِثْلِ هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ لا يأتون بمثله ولو كان بعضهم لبعض ظهيرا. Ayah number 88 of Surah Al-Isra. This is what the ayah. So the challenge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all mankind, anytime, any place, that men, jinn and a human being all together, let them support one another. They're not going to bring something like this Quran. That's ayah number 1. Ayah number 2, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إِنَّ هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ يَهْدِي لِلَّتِي هِيَ أَقْوَمُ. This Quran will guide you to the best. Aqwam has a lot of meaning. Aqwam, Ahsan, Atam, Akmal, all of it. And the ayah number 9 of Surah Al-Isra, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, this Quran, Yahdi, will guide you to whatever is better, whatever is the best. لِلَّتِي هِيَ أَقْوَمُ. Best of what? He didn't say. In Arabic, we have a rule. The rule said, if you throw a word that it is unknown or undefined, it means everything goes under it. إذا نكر الاسم أفاد العموم. إذا نكر الاسم أفاد العموم. Here, أقوم, this Quran will guide you to whatever is better. Better of what? Better of everything. Better in economy, better in social life, better in war, better in everywhere. Aqwam. Okay? Better. More complete, more perfect. Aqwam. The best you can think of. Where? Everywhere. What field? Every field. Because Allah did not define, and He meant it to cover all aspects of life. Is it only for all aspects of life? No. Still, aqwam for your dunya, and aqwam for your hereafter. Aqwam totally everywhere, for all fields, for all aspects, in the dunya and the akhirah. إن هذا القرآن يهدي للتي هي أقوم ويبشر المؤمنين الذين يعملون الصالحات أن لهم أجرا كبيرا. And He will give you the good news for people who believe in this Quran and they work within this Quran, that those people have great reward. Back to the same theory in Arabic. When it is nakira, when it is unknown, undefined, it means an all general term of it. أجرا كبيرا. What does this ajr? Khalas. Whatever you can think of in terms of reward, it's a big reward. In the dunya, yes. In the akhirah, yes. Reward in your health, reward in your financial affair, reward in society, reward in what? In every aspect of life, you're going to have a reward. Or we're talking about Quran and the language, the Arabic language that this Quran was descended in. And that's why on the side, we need to understand the Quran according to the Arabic rule. This is important. We need to interpret and understand the Quran according to the language that it was descended with or by. Okay. And in the language, and that's what those are the rule. Aqwam, the best in every field. Ajran kabira in everywhere. Ajran kabira in the dunya, ajran kabira in the akhirah, ajr in everywhere. Okay. What do I want out of this? I want to share with you today one ayah that it is totally amazing. As a matter of fact, there are some older scholars who they made a whole entire book only talking about this ayah. And in recent time, many of Western scholars embrace Islam because of this ayah. This ayah is amazing in every word in it, and every way you think about it. Logical, scientifical, educational, everywhere and anyway. The ayah is I'm talking about is ayah number 5 of Surah Al-Hajj. Ayah number 5 of Surah Al-Hajj, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing this ayah not to the believers, to all mankind. He said, Ya ayyuhan nas, all of you people, all of you people, Ya ayyuhan nas, if you were in doubt about the resurrection day, in kuntum fi raybin min al-ba'th, so then this ayah, step by step, is addressing all mankind. And then it's specifying those people who they do not believe in the resurrection day. Ya ayyuhan nas, in kuntum fi raybin min al-ba'th, some of those people, they doubt or they're not sure about the resurrection day. Hear what I'm going to tell you. فَإِنَّا خَلَقْنَاكُمْ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to exalt himself, he used the plural form when he's talking about self. He said inna to him in the plural form. Inna anzalna min as-sama'i ma'a. Inna khalaqnakum. Some people trying to twist the information. They said God is more than one, wal-iyadu billah, because he spoke about plural term. Plural term for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that because of his majesty, to glorify Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we use the plural form. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Inna khalaqnakum. Now remember, if you are in doubt about resurrection day, listen to this. I have created you. I have created you. Inna khalaqnakum. From turab, from the dirt. Let's stop here. How many people, 1,420 years, they know that the components of your body is the same component like the earth? How many people knew that? How many people knew at that time that in your body is consist of copper and iron and magnesium and oxygen and. How many people knew that? None. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling you one thing. You are the people who are in doubt. I have created you from clay, from dirt, from turab. Then, out of this turab, out of this clay, it was developed inside of you to become nutfa, to become sperm. إِنَّا خَلَقْنَاكُم مِّن نُطْفَةٍ إِنَّا خَلَقْنَاكُم مِّن تُرَابٍ ثُمَّ مِن نُطْفَةٍ. The sequence, I want you to pay attention to it, because this is the essence of this session, inshallah. ثم من نطفة sperm, ثم من علقة leash, then from مضغة, مخلقة وغير مخلقة. Those are the steps of the embryo in the womb of the mother. They have picture in it. You can go on the internet and you will find them amazingly. The same way like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have described. That's why some of the Western doctors embrace Islam, because said no one 1420 years ago will know about this and use the term mudgha. Mudgha is something like chewing bite. Look in the internet and look at the embryo, you will find it exactly like a chewing bite. Mudgha. Mukhallaqa wa ghayri mukhallaqa. In the first stage, that's the way it looks. The second stage, look how it looks. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, لِنُبَيِّنَ لَكُمْ وَنُقِرُّ فِي الْأَرْحَامِ مَا نَشَاءُ. For you to see what, Ya Rabbi? Because you are in doubt of the resurrection day, put the ayah in the sequence. Because you are in doubt for the resurrection day, I am telling you how I created you, step by step, where nobody knows at that time, not the Prophet, not Musa, not Isa, not Adam, not Noah, not a single human being at that time on earth. No, the steps or the stages. لِنُبَيِّنَ لَكُمْ, for you to use your mind to understand, and for us وَنُقِرُّ فِي الْأَرْحَامِ مَا نَشَاءُ. Creation, beginning and end is in the hand of Allah. And every step and every second of the life of the embryo, it's in the hand of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then, ثُمَّ, listen to this ثُمَّ نُخْرِجُكُمْ طِفْلًا. Then you will get born. You will be born. Then, ثُمَّ لِتَبْلُغُوا أَشُدَّكُمْ. Then, وَمِنْكُمْ مَنْ يُتَوَفَّى. Some of you will die. Will die where? Will die in those stages. وَمِنْكُمْ, and some of you, وَمِنْكُمْ مَنْ يُرَدُّ إِلَىٰ أَرْذَلِ الْعُمُرِ. Some of you will get old. Those people who will get old, there will be two types. وَمِنْكُمْ مَنْ يُرَدُّ إِلَىٰ أَرْذَلِ الْعُمُرِ لكي لا يعلم من بعد علم شيئا. The Alzheimer's disease that they have right now, that those people, they become too old, they don't know their name, they don't know their folks, they don't know anybody around them, they don't know nothing. They started knowing nothing, they end up knowing nothing. Those are the stages of life, right? Then what? The ayah stops. The ayah did not finish, but stops. وَمِنْكُمْ مَنْ يُرَدُّ إِلَىٰ أَرْذَلِ الْعُمُرِ لِكَيْ لَا يَعْلَمَ مِنْ بَعْدِ عِلْمٍ شَيْئًا. Subhanallah, the ayah is continued. To continue what? Something totally different, to give you a different picture. What did he say? وَتَرَى الْأَرْضَ هَامِدًا. Look at the ground. It is dead. No green in it. No plant. Nothing. Dead. هامدة قاحلة لا نبات فيها لا حياة فيها. وترى الأرض هامدة. There's no life in it. Everything is dead. فإذا أنزلنا عليها الماء. When we send water, when we give her water, when we descend water on it, فإذا أنزلنا عليها الماء اهتزت وربت وأنبتت من كل زوج بهيج. When we put water on it, it flourishes. It have all kind of fruit, all kind of grass or green or flowers. This is still one ayah. Ya Rabbi, what are you trying to tell me? What do I need to understand? The creation is in the hand of Allah. He is Allah. He is Al-Khaliq. Because you are in doubt, don't forget the ayah. The ayah is directed to those people who they are in doubt of the resurrection. They are in doubt that they're going to come back. You see, you were from dirt, you became a human being, you were a little boy and a young man, an adult, and then you became an old, you didn't know nothing, you have Alzheimer's disease, and then you know, and some of you along this way will die. Look at the ground. It is also dead. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent water on it, it flourished and would have everything. So in another word, why you are in doubt, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can create a human from dirt and can create vegetation from a dead land or from dead earth? Now the ayah is finished. The second ayah comes after it, number 6. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying, those things that I have told you about, because I am the true Allah. ذلك بأن الله هو الحق وأنه يحيي الموتى. It's part of His criteria subhanahu wa ta'ala that He create the dead. If the land is dead, He can create it. If dirt, He can make you out of dirt. ذلك بأن الله هو الحق وأنه يحيي الموتى وأنه على كل شيء قدير. But we're still addressing those people who they do not believe in the resurrection. Now here comes the result. وأن الساعة آتية لا ريب فيها. The hour, the judgment day is coming. There is no doubt. وأن الله يبعث من في القبور. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put life in those people of the graves, the people who died, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to resurrect them. From the beginning till the end, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling you from psychological point of view, from educational point of view, from logical point of view. Look at the sequence of the ayah. It's amazing. Some of the scholars, they said, Wallahu a'lam, the ayah has totally, now we explain, or excuse me, I explained or told you what the majority of the scholar understood from the ayah. Now let's go to the minority of the scholar and what they understand from the ayah. Some of the scholars said, Thumma, then, Thumma, then, was used in the ayah 5 times. As if, wallahu a'lam, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pointing our view towards something. What is that something, Ya Rabbi? He said, when you want to do something, then you need to ask yourself, then what? Then what? I created you from dirt, then what? Then from nutfa, then what? Then alaqa, then what? Then mudgha, then what? Mukhallaqa wa ghayr mukhallaqa, then what? Then you became a boy, then what? ثُمَّ لِتَبْلُغُوا أَشُدَّكُمْ. Then you become adult, then what? Then you become an older person, then what? Then you could go senile, don't know nothing. And then what? Death. Maybe this is the question. Whatever we do, we run around, we buy, we sell, we work, we study, we get married, we have children, we raise them up, we get them married, we do this, we do that, then what? Then what? Then what? If you ask yourself, you need to have a clear understanding of what am I doing, then what? What's the next step? Whatever you end up with the next step, you're going to end up in grave. The fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it on this earth, that you came with nothing, you go with nothing. All of you know that. You came with nothing, you will leave with nothing. تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير الذي خلق الموت والحياة. The whole entire purpose of creating life and death, the whole purpose is one. لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. For you to show what a good deed that you have done. Look at the word, this is the first ayah or second ayah from Surah Tabarak, or Mulk. He created you, He created خلق الموت والحياة, death and life, to test you which one of you is better in what he had performed and did on this earth. A lot of the scholars, they put 2 lines under the word ahsan. Ahsan, better. He didn't say bigger, he didn't say more, he didn't say a lot. He said better. Ahsanu amala. What does ahsan mean? Ahsan means according to the Sharia, according to the book of Allah, and according to the teaching of the Prophet ﷺ. That what makes your work hasan. That what makes your work good. He's not asking you to pray 1,000 rak'ah a day. He's not asking you to recite the whole Quran a day. He's not asking you to pay all your wealth to the poor a day. It is not. It is not more. It is what is better. Better for you, better for your family, better for your society, better how to please Allah and to please the Prophet, better. Ahsanu amala, that's another session we need to talk about. But anyway, this is the purpose of life. This purpose of life, then I can control it if I have put myself always under the question of then what? Then what? Then what will teach you to do ahsan amala, to teach you how to do the best and the better. You know, I need to accumulate more money. then what? I'm going to ask, I will be asked about every penny I get. I'm going to talk a lot. I'm going to be asked about every word I'm going to say. I'm going to do a lot. I am, whatever. Then what? Then you're going to go to the grave. Then everything you have done, you're going to see it there. That's why one of our teachers, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be pleased with them, always used to come, in a session, and they used to ask, what bothers you the most? What are you fearful of the most? What do you wish for the most? They ask us this question. So ask yourself now, what do you fear the most? If you have that clear in your mind, and then the question, then what, will make your goal clearer, more definite. Okay? I was asked by my teacher, and I'm telling you what I have did. You may come up with another. This is open subject. Anybody can say whatever he wants. But when my teacher asked me the question, what do you fear the most? What bothers you the most? What do you wish for the most? My answer was, I want my grave to be comfortable. Some others, they said, no, I want to, for example, go to Jannah. I want to avoid hellfire. I want. You could say that. Then my teacher asked me, he said, why did you choose that answer? He said, I followed Sayyidina Uthman ibn Affan. Sayyidina Uthman ibn Affan is a great Sahabi. The Prophet ﷺ have given him the news that he is one of the people of Al-Jannah. And I'm following the footstep of him. Sayyidina Uthman radiallahu anh, whenever he used to pass by a grave, he used to cry a lot. Buka'an murra. They asked him, why do you cry so much when you pass by a grave? He said, هذا أول منزل من منازل الآخرة فإن كان خيرا فما بعده أحسن منه وإن كان شرا فما بعده أسوأ منه. This is the first house. This is the first position, the grave. This is the first position of the akhirah, of the hereafter. If this place was good, whatever comes after it is going to be better. And if this place is bad, whatever comes after it is going to be worse. Okay? So now, then what? Now I know I'm fearful of the grave. Then what? What are you going to do? I need to fix myself. So, back up again. Those people who they lie, they cheat, they do all kind of problems, they do all kind of mistakes. Did they ask themselves, then what? A lot of people, they think they're smart if they cheated you, or they're smart if they cut corner, or they cut smart and they are slick if they lie and they got away with it. But those people, did they have the question in their mind, then what?
This has been bothering me for a number of years. Afghanistan has a lot of religious leaders, a lot of, just like Syria and other countries. Sheikh Sayyaf and Sheikh Rabbani were two of very highly educated students in Al-Azhar, and they had masters and doctorate degrees, and they were great shuyukh. And yet, when they got power, the only thing they could focus on was to collect the wealth, and when Rabbani died, they found $650 million in one of his accounts in Asia. My question is this: I mean, these people had all the education, had all the training, had all the knowledge. What is the number one driver for a man who realizes that I only live 60, 70, or 80 years old, 80 years. What is the number one driver to sell all of that eternity, all of that goodness for this wealth, for this life, is it shaitan, is it nafs, which one what do we need to look out for mainly? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, those guys, they knew everything if there is to know probably about deen, and they sold it all.
Now, do you believe that those people, they have asked themselves, then what?
I don't know if they did, but I know what they picked.
If they ask themselves, then what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made khutbah Jum'ah here about wailul lil-mutaffifin. And the question in that ayah, أَلَا يَظُنُّ أُولَٰئِكَ أَنَّهُمْ مَبْعُوثُونَ لِيَوْمٍ عَظِيمٍ يَوْمَ يَقُومُ النَّاسُ لِرَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. The question of then what is inside that ayah. Whatever you do, if you're thinking you're going to be resurrected in a very dangerous and fearful day, great day, where you're going to stand between the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you're going to be questioned, then what do you do about, would you cheat? Would you do all of this stuff that you're talking about? Now, I'm going to go back and say, there's nothing wrong of you being rich or being powerful or being whatever. As a matter of fact, we need Muslims to be rich and powerful and effective. We need them. But there is a different way to look at it. Is my goal to be rich and to be powerful and effective, or my goal is Jannah or hellfire? I need to set my goal in the proper way. I need always to fear Allah. I need always to look at my grave to be like the Prophet ﷺ said, that your grave could be a piece of paradise or a piece of a hellfire. So if this is your goal, if this is your focus, while you are driving to this goal, it is okay for you to be rich and powerful and effective. As a matter of fact, it will be better, because the Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith, "Al-mu'min al-qawi khayrun wa ahabbu ila Allah min al-mu'min al-da'if." The strong believer, the strong mu'min is better and more lovable to Allah than the weak mu'min. But both of them are in khayr. وَفِي كُلٍّ khayr. Both of them are good because they are mu'min. But who's more lovable? That. So the problem is not you being rich or being powerful or effective. The problem is then what? What is your goal? My goal is for my grave to be a piece of paradise. Inshallah, all of us, we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make our grave rawdah min riyad al-Jannah. But there is also another point I would like to say, which all of us, sometimes the idea is not clear. Not every person who is a doctor in Sharia or memorizing the Quran or have good information or this and that, there is a difference between information, data that you collect in your mind. Some people memorize Quran, some people memorize the Hadith, some people memorize all that they need. But their life, it does not reflect the knowledge that they have. So here's the scholar said, there is knowledge and there is adaptivity to this knowledge. There is living by this knowledge. Some of the scholars said those people who they have more knowledge and they do not work with it, they're going to be tortured more than the ignorant people. Some of the scholars put it in a different format. The more knowledge you have, the more hujjah on you have, the more proof you have, the more guilty you are if you do not work with it. Okay? So that's why the scholars said we have a knowledgeable person, we have a taqi. What does taqi mean in this regard? Taqi, wari' is the person who had the knowledge and he lived according to that knowledge. Maybe his knowledge is little, doesn't matter, but he lived according to it. That person will be a lot better than a scholar who does not live by that knowledge he has. Okay? So this is sometimes people ask question, how could you be so knowledgeable and making this mistake? Well, I am not that wari'. I am not that taqi. Wallahu a'lam. Faddal.
Jazakallah khair for the explanation, but here's the depth of my question. Let's say that there's a virus in the atmosphere, and let's say that there's the best infectious disease specialist takes all the precautions in order to not get infected. And boom, within a week, he's infected and he dies from the same thing that he was trying to protect himself. The question remains, what did he miss? What was the weak spot? What was going on so the rest of us can be protected? Here is this man, Rabbani, that spent 45 to 50 years of his life in learning the deen. I mean, he was selling yogurt as a teenager outside his mother's house in order to support his family. And when he died in the late 60s, he had billions of dollars from haram, all of them from haram income. What happened? Where is the weakness? What is missing? Because if he is exposed, if he is vulnerable to that virus, I sure as hell am. I don't care about what happened to him, I just want to protect myself.
To protect yourself, you always be with Allah. To protect yourself, that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Al-Imran, يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. اتقوا الله حق تقاته. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there were some ahadith I was gonna mention, but I think I'm gonna be running out of time. 5 minutes? 8:40. Okay. So there are some ahadith I would like to mention with you here, that very fast. Of course, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said there is an ayah, according to your question, ayah number 2 of Surah Al-Anfal. إنما المؤمنون الذين إذا ذكر الله وجلت قلوبهم وإذا تليت عليهم آياته زادتهم إيمانا وعلى ربهم يتوكلون. The true believer, whenever you remind him, he will be reminded. You see? But definitely he is not a true believer. He is a Muslim, but he is not a true believer because he is not fear of cheating people or hurting people or talking behind people or anything. The Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith, and Abi Hurairah radiallahu anhu, that the Prophet ﷺ said, Inna Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not look at your body or at your pictures, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will look at your heart. And the Prophet ﷺ, وَأَشَارَ بِأُصْبُعِهِ إِلَى صَدْرِهِ, he pointed toward his chest by his finger. So it is not who you are, what you look, how powerful, how rich, how this and that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to judge you and look at whatever is inside your heart. This hadith is reported by Muslim. And a guy came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, Ya Rasulullah, advise me. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, worship Allah and don't ascribe partners to Him. Establish your salah properly. Give out your zakah. Make out your fasting month. Make Hajj. Make Umrah. And listen and obey. Listen and obey to the Sharia. Listen and obey to your Prophet. Listen and obey. Some of the scholars said, listen and obey to your Amir. The Amir, the true Amir. Not your president, the crooked one. The true Amir. That's not what it is. And then here he said something. وَعَلَيْكَ بِالْعَادَانِيَةِ وَإِيَّاكَ وَالسَّرَائِرِ. You know, make everything in the open. Everything you do is make it clear. And be careful about what you have inside. What do you have inside? I have inside, I love Allah and the Prophet. I love all the Muslims. I don't hold any grudges. I have no intention of cheating anybody or putting down anybody. I have no intention. You know, this is my sarira. The sarira is inside, it's your conscience, it's your heart. And that one Al-Imam Al-Ghazali rahimahullah said, he said, you will be good, you know you are good, if everything you, inside your heart, was on the open, there is nothing to be ashamed of. In other words, what you do in secret, you know, it's the same thing like you do in the alam, in the open. Okay? Wallahu a'lam. Yani. This hadith is sahih, reported by Imam al-Hakim. And anyway, I have brought so many hadith, you know, that the Prophet ﷺ told us and taught us. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always summarizes things in a way. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, أَفَلَا يَعْلَمُ إِذَا بُعْثِرَ مَا فِي الْقُبُورِ وَحُصِّلَ مَا فِي الصُّدُورِ. This is from, you know, Surah Al-Adiyat. You know, you should fear that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to resurrect those people and He's going to open up, He's going to bring out what you have inside your chest. So make it good now. Okay? And the hadith that I always like, Hadith Abi Malik al-Ash'ari radiyallahu anhu, where the Prophet ﷺ told us hadith, it's beautiful hadith, reported by Imam Muslim and Ahlul Sunan. The Prophet ﷺ said, At-tahuru shatrul iman. At-tahur, half of iman. For always to cleanse yourself, to purify yourself, to have wudu. Some people took the tahur out of that. They said tahur al-qalb, tahur al-aqidah. You know, tahur, that means you don't have shirk, you don't have ghil, you know, envyism or hatred or revenge inside your heart or whatever. And some people took the word literally as it is, tahur, the wudu, or to cleanse yourself from janaba. Tadda.
So is this why, correct me if I'm wrong, the Quran says, أَوْحَسِبْتُمْ أَنْ قُلْتُ آمَنَّا وَأَنْتُمْ لَا تُفْتَنُونَ. And what I understand is the Prophet's been fitnu a lot. And this is to test the heart.
This ayah in the Surah At-Tawbah, أَوَلَا يَرَوْنَ أَنَّهُمْ يُفْتَنُونَ فِي كُلِّ عَامٍ مَرَّةً أَوْ مَرَّتَيْنِ ثُمَّ لَا يَتُوبُونَ. You know, the fitna in this ayah meaning is the fight. Okay? The fight with the enemies, you know. So that is specified into that ayah. But the fitna, the better ayah will be the first ayah of Surah Al-Ankabut, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, أَمْ حَسِبَ النَّاسُ أَن يُتْرَكُوا أَن يَقُولُوا آمَنَّا وَهُمْ لَا يُفْتَنُونَ وَلَقَدْ فَتَنَّا الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ فَلَا يَعْلَمَنَّ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَلَا يَعْلَمَنَّ الْكَاذِبِينَ. You know? So, fitna, you're going to be tested. Al-fitna here in this ayah means you're going to be tested. All your life is a test. Your strength, your power, your beauty, your wealth, your family, your children, your job, your status, this all fitna. Your disease, your your poverty, you're in need, you're in agony. Well, this is fitna. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Al-Anbiya, وَنَبْلُوكُمْ بِالشَّرِّ وَالْخَيْرِ فِتْنَةً, ayah number 35. وَنَبْلُوكُمْ بِالشَّرِّ وَالْخَيْرِ فِتْنَةً وَإِلَيْنَا تُرْجَعُونَ. So you're going to be tested. When you're sick, that's a test. When you're healthy and powerful, that's a test. When you're poor, it's a test, and so on. So everything in life is a test. So whatever happened to you, you need to make sure that you are passing that test. Okay? So, but the most important thing is for you to have qalb salim. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commended, those people who they have qalb salim in two verses in the Quran. One of them in Surah Al-Shu'ara, ayah number 89, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala complimented Ibrahim alayhi salam, إِذْ جَاءَ رَبَّهُ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ. What is the biggest criteria of Ibrahim alayhi salam according to the Quran? That he have a clean heart. Qalb salim. What does qalb salim mean? Qalb salim means he has no shirk, he has no nifaq, he loves all the believers, he loves the sharia of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he loves all the believers and he prays for them, and he worries about the affairs of the Muslims, And Sayyidina Ibrahim also the one who sent us salam from the Prophet ﷺ when the Prophet ﷺ saw him up there, and he said, Ya Muhammad, aqri ummatak minni salam. So we have salam from Sayyidina Ibrahim. This is how Ibrahim alayhi salam, this is all indication of the good heart. And the Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith, which is authentic, which I cannot find here, the hadith said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will love the believer who is makhmumul qalb. They said, Ya Rasulullah, what is makhmumul qalb? The definition of makhmumul qalb. قال القلب, he defined, الذي لا غل فيه ولا حسد. There's no anything wrong in that heart, and there's no envyism. There is nothing bad. He wishes good for everybody. He has no daghina. He has no hatred, or he has no revenge, or he has no animosity toward anybody. He always wishes good for the people, even the people who, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, said that in Surah Al-Imran. وَالْكَاظِمِينَ الْغَيْظِ وَالْعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ وَاللَّهُ يُحِبُّ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, what does that mean? When somebody hurts you and you are in control. قَاظِمِينَ الْغَيْظِ وَالْعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ. Even though he bothers you, even though he spoke about you, even though this and that, but you still say, وَالْعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ. Allah yashamhak, Allah yaghfir lak, Allah, so and so on. And then the best to remember in this situation is Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. When the problem was Sayyidina Aisha radiallahu anha, hadith al-ifk, and then Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu was supporting a guy, his name is Mustah. He was supporting him financially. He gave him salary for nothing. Just because he is poor, and he needs help. This Mustah, this guy, is the one who spread the problem of al-ifk among the people. He used to go, see, did you hear? Aisha radiallahu anha did this and this and this with Uthman ibn al-Mu'attal, Safwan ibn al-Mu'attal. Mu'attal or Mu'attal, I don't remember. Ya Niswan Zakruni, إذا في حدا بذكرني. Safwan ibn al-Mu'attal, So Safwan al-Mu'attal, the hadith al-ifk. No, you don't? The Prophet ﷺ took his wife Aisha radiallahu anha with one of the battles. So when the Prophet ﷺ ordered the people to move out, khalas, we're done, let's go back. Sayyida Aisha radiallahu anha, she left, her hawdaj, the place that she used to be in, and she went away to do, nature call. Okay? So when the Prophet ﷺ ordered the army to move out, so they came, they carried the Hawdash, and they went wide. By the time she came back, she found nobody. So she said, I'm not going to go anywhere. I don't know where to go. So I'm going to sit in my place. And they're going to look for me. They're not going to find me. They're going to come back for me. But there was a guy, his name is Safwan al-Mu'attal. This guy, they say, to report, they say that he used to be a heavy sleeper. That when he goes to sleep, nothing can wake him up. That's one report. Another report says that he was appointed by the Prophet ﷺ to be at the end of the army. So he used to sleep and stay all the way in the back. So when the army moves out, he used to come and see if somebody dropped his sword, dropped this, dropped that, then he would pick it up. So two report. So anyway, Safwan Mu'attal came and he found the Sayyidah Aisha radiallahu anha. So he brought down the naqa, and Sayyidah Aisha radiallahu anha said, he said the guy did not say anything except la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. So he dropped the camel down and he turned away. So he told Sayyidah Aisha radiallahu anha to ride on the camel. So she rode on the camel and then he brought her to the army. Then Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul, this is the head of the munafiqeen, the head of the hypocrite, he spread the news that there was something between the two. This is what they call ha'adat al-ifk. Ifk means the lie. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the ayat of Surah An-Nur, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ جَاءُوا بِالْإِفْكِ عُصْبَةٌ مِّنْكُمْ لَا تَحْسَبُوا, and then the rest of the ayat. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala declared Sayyidah Aisha radiallahu anha to be innocent. But Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul, this the head of the munafiqeen, the head of the hypocrite, he spread the news. So people start talking. Who is the guy who is spreading this news? Mustah, the one who is supported by Abu Bakr. When Abu Bakr knew, radiallahu anhu Allah, that Mustah is the one who is spreading the information and the news, so he cut the support. When he cut the support, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala admonished him, يعني عاتبه in Surah An-Nur. You see? So, and he asked him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked to forgive him. So when the ayah said, أَلَا تُحِبُّونَ أَنْ يَغْفِرَ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ, forgive, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive. Then Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu started crying. He said, yes, Ya Rabbi, I would love for you to forgive me. You know, because that's what the ayah. And then he went back. He did not give back Mustah the money that he used to give him. He gave him the money and he increased it. You see, he gave him more. Now he increased his salary. He got promotion. Okay? This is to adopt the ayah. وَالْكَاظِمِينَ الْغَيْظَ وَالْعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ وَاللَّهُ يُحِبُّ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. What do I need out of this session, inshallah, to remind myself anew? Then what? Whatever you want to do, then what? If you cheat, then what? You're making a few bucks. Then what? You're going to be asked about it. You know, your talk, then what? You're going to pay for whatever you talk. On the judgment day, there is nothing you're going to do, you're not going to be paying for it, or you're going to be rewarded for it. Have that clear. And some of the scholars said, in order for you, Sheikh al-Maghamisi, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us and him, and Sheikh al-Maghamisi, yani radiallahu anhu, that's what I said. He said, if you want to have, and I end up with this, if you want to have a good life in the grave, live in peace with your heart and your conscience. Make your conscience clear toward all the Muslims. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. جزاكم الله خير.